TikTok CEO testifying before lawmakers on Capitol Hill, and the term Project Texas, it was tossed around a ton by both TikTok CEO Shou Chew and also lawmakers during the hearing. Take a listen to what we heard.
American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel. We call this initiative Project Texas.
I still believe that the Beijing Communist government will still control and have the ability to influence what you do. And so this idea, this Project Texas, is simply not acceptable.
Yes or no, do they have access to user data?
After Project Texas is done, the answer is no.
So what exactly does this all mean, Project Texas? Ali Garfinkel has the answer for us. Ali, what can you tell us?
Hi, Shauna. So Project Texas, in short, is a plan at the very center of TikTok's efforts to stay in the United States. And that's why we're seeing it come up over and over and over again in this hearing. It's a $1.5 billion initiative that's aiming to establish American confidence in TikTok's operations and security, right? So there are a couple of central features that you're going to see here on the screen. The first is that it's creating a new subsidiary, right? TikTok US Data Security is what it's called. And that subsidiary is going to operate completely separately from anything ByteDance owns. Second, Oracle. Now, Oracle is actually a really key part of the Project Texas story. Project Texas actually gets its name from Oracle, where Oracle's headquarters are in Texas, Project Texas. Oracle is allowed to review TikTok's code and software under Project Texas. It also means that once Project Texas is completed, all US data traffic that happens on TikTok will move through Oracle's cloud system. Oracle has fundamentally signed on as a partner, as a co-signer on Project Texas, and that's a really important part of the process. And the last important part of the process is that there will be ongoing moderation from CFIUS. Now, CFIUS is the Council on Foreign Investment in the United States, and they've been working for TikTok over the past few months to really build up this plan. Now, today lawmakers were very unpersuaded about Project Texas, to the point where sometimes Chew was even accused of deception. But we learned a lot. There's a lot of skepticism about Project Texas in Congress fundamentally, and to an extent that, frankly, I didn't know about. As an example, I think California Republican Jay Obernolte actually articulated his concerns really clearly and really well. Take a listen.
My concern, Mr. Chew, is I don't believe that it is technically possible to accomplish what TikTok says it will accomplish through Project Texas. I just think that there are too many back doors through that process to allow that to be possible, and I think a malicious actor would succeed in inserting malicious code in there if they wanted to.
So that skepticism that you're hearing from Obernolte was repeated throughout the hearing, and I think that's why lawmakers were handling away at it. There's still a lot of suspicion surrounding the program.
No question about that, Ali. And based on what you're hearing today, how likely is it that Project Texas will actually be successful?
That's a really good question, Dave. So there are two parts, right? On one hand, you have lawmakers who are unanimously opposed to and skeptical and don't believe in Project Texas from both sides of the aisle. I've talked to some cybersecurity experts about it, and they're often mixed. And then you have Oracle, TikTok. Oracle has signed on to something, and presumably they've signed on because they believe in it. TikTok, on the other hand, has invested $1.5 billion in this plan. So clearly they think it can work. I'd like to actually note a statement from TikTok. They actually feel like they didn't get to say their piece on Project Texas today. What Brooke Oberwetter sent us from TikTok was, the day was dominated by political grandstanding that failed to acknowledge the real solutions already underway through Project Texas. I should say, as a viewer, candidly, I felt like we heard more about Project Texas from lawmakers than from Chew himself. The clearest moment about Project Texas to me was actually a moment when Representative Peters asked, does the Chinese government need to approve Project Texas to agree to it? And Chew said, we do not believe so. That said, it still only clears up so much, right? So I don't know in the end, Dave. But what I do know is that for TikTok, Project Texas is everything. It's their way to staying in this country, and there isn't a really good plan B.
Yeah, it's interesting because this was a lot like the Facebook hearing, same type of anger and outrage, and you can remember it just kind of wore away, right? It was a shiny object. Nothing ultimately ever came of it. Not saying that'll happen here, but that is what Congress typically does. Ali Garfinkel, great stuff. Thank you.